Hello and welcome to this video. I am Dr. Shashank Prabhu and I am the founder director at Point 99 Learning. I am an alumnus of FMS Delhi and have got a 100 percentile at the CAT. And not just that, I have been training aspirants for more than 15 years now and have helped many of them crack the CAT and get into the colleges of their choice. So over the last many years, I have come across a lot of questions and I make it to take the CAT every year and score as much as I can by attempting the test as a normal aspirant would. And over the last many years, I have come across a lot of sets, a lot of interesting questions, a lot of interesting concepts that exist across the three sections. And here I am to share the knowledge with all of you. तो यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे DILR के कुछ सेट्स ऑन अ वीकली बेसिस एंड आई विल ट्राई टू टेल यू हाउ एग्जैक्टली टू सॉल्व अ पर्टिकुलर सेट एंड उसके अंदर से टेक अवेज क्या होने चाहिए. Now, of course, you need to do a lot more than what I am going to share with you, but I am sure that the videos that we are going to put up are going to help you form your basics in a proper manner. और अगर आप अगली बार ऐसे टाइप का कोई सेट देखोगे तो जो टेकअवेज थे वहां से you will be able to do a lot of nice things in terms of your set preparation. तो प्रिपरेशन बहुत ही जरूरी है. whenever it comes to any set, you prepare your table, your chart, whatever logic you have, and then you go ahead and solve the particular questions. तो ये सारे sets will help you form that thought process, and these sets are going to be absolute gems. They might look difficult at the start, but जैसे जैसे आप उसको solve करना start करोगे या जैसे जैसे आप उसको try करोगे वैसे वैसे you will do a good job at it. Now let's look at this particular set. So ये जो set है, the first set that we are going to cover in this particular series is one of my absolute favorites. Because इसके अंदर बहुत सारा डेटा दिया हुआ है. It is very confusing to read if you look at it the first time. तो यहाँ पे क्या दिया हुआ है? Let's look at this once. So for those of you who want to solve this set on your own, what I would recommend is you pause this video, maybe go forward a few seconds. तो मैं सारे slides आपको दिखाऊंगा. We will go through the questions as well before we start solving the set, and then I will solve the set for you. Now, of course, you have the advantage of knowing how much time I will be taking to solve this particular set क्योंकि आप नीचे timeline में उसको देख सकते हैं. But for this particular set, what I would recommend to you as an aspirant is to take 15 to 20 minutes and try this on your own. तो 15 से 20 मिनट लेके try to solve this set on your own. If you are able to get it within those 15-20 minutes, brilliant job. I'll be very happy for you at this stage in your preparation. I think you are already ahead of the curve. तो उतना confidence I will have in you if you are able to solve this absolutely on your own without any external help whatsoever. इवन इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व इट, अगर कोई एक पॉइंट पे आके आप स्टक हो जाते हो तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन कंटिन्यू विद द रिकॉर्डिंग एंड सी टिल व्हाट पॉइंट इन टाइम हैव यू बीन एबल टू सॉल्व दिस पर्टिकुलर सेट. एंड उसके आगे का पार्ट अगर वहां तक कंसिस्टेंट है, मे बी यू कैन हैव अ लुक एट 15, 20, 30 seconds ऑफ द डायलॉग दैट विल हैपन आफ्टर दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, एंड उसके बाद का सेट अगेन यू कैन ट्राई टू सॉल्व ऑन योर ओन. बट ओवरऑल 15 से 20 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लेना है इस सेट को सॉल्व करने के लिए. ड्यूरिंग द टेस्ट आई वुड हैव बीन वेरी हैप्पी इफ यू वुड हैव बीन एबल टू सॉल्व दिस विद इन 10 minutes and it was possible to solve this. ठीक है, तो अभी इस सेट को देखते हैं. I'll just go through the questions once and then you can try it out on your own and have a look at the solution that will follow. So what is this set about? There are 15 girls and some boys. The first clue, some boys. जैसे यहाँ पे some boys आता है, you have to be very careful. You know that one of these questions could be asking about how many boys are there among the graduating students in a class. तो कुछ graduation के college की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. They are planning a get together which can either be a 1 day event या 2 day event or 3 day event. तो कौन सा event है अभी तक मैंने formulate नहीं किया है, but there is a get together event जो plan हो रहा है जहाँ पे either 1 day का हो सकता है या फिर 2 day event हो सकता है या फिर 3 day event हो सकता है. There are 6 singers in the class and 4 of them are boys. So again a very basic factual bit of information that we have here. There are 10 dancers in the class and 4 of them are girls. Again, fair enough. So some boy dancers, some girl dancers, some boy singers and some girl singers. These are there. No dancer in the class is a singer. तो कोई overlap नहीं है दोनों performers के बीच में. Some students are not interested in attending the get together. Those students who are interested in attending a 3 day event are also interested in attending a 2 day event, and those who are interested in attending a 2 day event are also interested in attending a 1 day event. Now this is obvious, right? अगर आप 3 दिन के पिकनिक के लिए रेडी हो तो ऑब्वियसली आप 2 दिन के पिकनिक के लिए भी रेडी होगे, एंड ऑब्वियसली अगर आप 2 दिन के पिकनिक के लिए रेडी हो या गेट टुगेदर के लिए रेडी हो, आप 1 दिन के पिकनिक या गेट टुगेदर के लिए भी रेडी होगे. तो दिस पार्ट इज द ऑब्वियस पार्ट. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इंफॉर्मेशन दिया गया कि कॉन्टेक्स्ट क्या है. There is some more information that has been given to you, and I will not go through this because this basically forms the crux of the set. अगर ये मैं पूरा पढ़ते बैठ गया तो definitely I'll spend a lot of time doing this during the test or when I'm solving this set in a serious manner. तो अभी के लिए इसको नहीं पढ़ते बहुत ज्यादा. We'll just see what all facts are known to us and then we will go to the questions. All the girls and 80% of the boys are interested in attending a one-day event. One-day event का कुछ तो बताया गया है. 60% of the boys are interested in attending a two-day event. वो भी बता दिया. Some of the girls are interested in attending one-day event, but not a two-day event. तो कुछ girls है जिनको सिर्फ one-day event attend कर. Fair enough. Other girls are interested in attending one and two, जैसे पहले बताया था. 70% of the boys who are interested in a two-day event are neither singers nor dancers. तो कुछ लोग ना singer ना ही dancer ऐसे हो सकते हैं. This is what it implies in this context. 60% of the girls who are interested in attending a two-day event are neither singers nor dancers. Fair enough. No girl is interested in attending a three-day event. तो three-day event कोई भी girl को attend नहीं करना है, right? So that is basically something that we know. Very important point because it blanks out one entire row of the table that we are going to get. जो भी visualize किया होगा ना, third day में तो girls है ही नहीं, तो great. Now all male singers and two of the dancers are still interested in attending a three-day event. तो भले कोई girls नहीं जा रहे हैं, but boys are interested. Some of them are definitely interested. All the male singers are interested, जो first slide पे दिखा था, and two of the dancers are interested. Fair enough. The number of singers interested in attending a two-day event is one more than the number of dancers interested in attending a two-day event. Now, whenever it comes to CAT sets, you have to understand that each and every word, each and every sentence means something. It will contribute to your solution. अगर वो statement नहीं होता ना तो शायद आपका solution नहीं बनता. So that's why you have to read all the statements carefully and then you have to solve this particular set. Questions भी एक बार देख लेते हैं. How many boys are there in the class? We guessed it. Which of the following can be determined from the given information? तो दो statements दिए हुए हैं, उसमें से कोई एक या फिर कोई भी नहीं statement हम verify कर सकते हैं on the basis of the information given to us. Then what fraction of the class are interested in attending a two-day event? तो कितने लोगों को two-day event attend करने में interest है? Straightforward. What best can be concluded about the number of male dancers who are interested in attending a one-day event? तो one-day event कितने male dancers कर सकते हैं? Again the options are 4 or 6, 5 or 6. थोड़ी ambiguity यहाँ पे लग रही है. How many female dancers are interested in attending a two-day event? 0 to 1 and cannot be determined. तो fairly straightforward questions में कोई ज्यादा difficulty मुझे नहीं दिख रही है. So let's get going and let's solve this particular set. So first thing that we are talking about here is the number of girls, some boys who are there, so many singers, so many dancers, and so on and so forth. तो अभी मैं सिर्फ ये पहले दो पैराग्राफ देख रहा हूँ. Whatever was there on the first slide, that is what we are interested in. We'll try to form a table and we will see what exactly can be done in that particular context. तो अभी हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? There are some boys, there are some girls. That is one level of classification. There are some singers, there are some dancers, and there are some people who do not sing or neither singers nor dancers. वो हमने को पता है. तो तीन टाइप के लोग हैं in terms of their performing abilities. दो टाइप के लोग हैं on the basis of their gender. So male female is one, boys girls is one, and singers dancers neither singers nor dancers. ये दूसरा classification है. There is a third classification as well. Some people are interested in only day one or one day event. Some people are interested in only a two-day event and some people are interested in only a three-day event. तो वैसे कुछ है. We also know that जिनको भी 3 डे में इंटरेस्ट है उनको डेफिनेटली 2 डेज में और 1 डेज में इंटरेस्ट है. 2 डेज में जिनको भी इंटरेस्ट है उनको पक्का 1 डे वाले इवेंट में इंटरेस्ट है. ये सारी चीजें अपने को पता है, राइट? नाउ हाउ डू वी रिप्रेजेंट दिस? नाउ देयर आर 3 पैरामीटर्स दैट वी हैव, राइट? डे ऑफ द इवेंट, मेल फीमेल और बॉयज गर्ल्स, एंड in terms of singers, dancers and neither singers nor dancers. तो यहाँ पे one thing you can do instead of getting into Venn diagrams and making it complicated by using 8 factors, यहाँ पे one thing you can do is you can make a simple table. ठीक है, क्योंकि एग्जाम के टाइम पे टेबल स्ट्राइक होना इज द इजीएस्ट थिंग, राइट? तो यहाँ पे क्या क्या कैटेगरीज पॉसिबल है दैट यू विल हैव टू सी. नाउ डे वाइज यहाँ पे जो भी चीजें मेरे को दी गई हैं इन दी सेकंड ऑन द सेकंड स्लाइड दैट वी सॉ अर्लियर वाज इन टर्म्स ऑफ टोटल नंबर ऑफ बॉयज में से कितना परसेंटेज आर इंटरेस्टेड, टोटल नंबर ऑफ गर्ल्स में हाउ व्हाट परसेंटेज इज इंटरेस्टेड एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. सो दैट्स व्हाट वी नो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द सेकंड स्लाइड, right? So in terms of the days, we can put those in a row. So day 1 or 1 day event में how many people are interested, 2 day event में how many people are interested, and how many people are interested in a 3 day event. At the top, you can have singers, dancers, neither singers nor dancers, and then boys and girls segregated under each column. So it will look something like this in this particular context. So यहाँ पे singers, dancers, neither are all the columns that we have. टोटल यहाँ पे एक रखा हुआ है, एंड 1 day event, 2 day event and 3 day event are the three rows that we have. And again we have a total at the bottom, because we know how many singer boys are there, how many girls are singers, how many boys are dancers, how many girls are dancers, and so on. So now we will just have to put some data from the first slide that we had, and then we will move on to the second set of information that has been given to us. तो यहाँ पे क्या क्या चीजें दी हुई हैं? We know in this context that there are 15 girls. So 15 girls अगर है मुझे पता है, then the total number of girls including people who are interested, not interested, जो भी है, will be 15 in total. ठीक है, तो ये 15 हो जाएगा in terms of the number of girls. What is happening here? 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, यहाँ पे कोई information नहीं है. There are 6 singers in the class and 4 of them are boys. So the total number of singers here will be 6 and 4 singers are boys. That's what we know. So 6 में से अगर 4 boys हैं तो 2 singers have to be girls. So ये वाला part हमको समझ में आ गया. What else do we know? We know there are 10 dancers in this class, out of which 4 of them are girls. So 10 dancers में से 4 girls हैं. So if there are 10 dancers and 4 girls, what will be the number of boys who are dancers? It will be 6. तो यहाँ पे ये वाली एक चीज बन जाती है. We also know that the total number of girls is 15. तो अगर उसमें से 2 सिंगर्स हैं और 4 डांसर्स हैं, तो how many girls will be neither singer nor dancers, or neither singers nor dancers? 4 plus 2 6 हो गया. So this will basically be 9. So that is one additional bit of information that we are getting at this point in time. We don't know what is the total number of boys, but there should be a way of finding it out, because there is a question that exists, and वो थीटा क्वेश्चन है. इसका मतलब उसका एक आंसर, एक एग्जैक्ट आंसर आना चाहिए, and that's why we know that we will be able to figure out the number of boys using the data that we have been provided. ठीक है, तो ये वाला पार्ट यहाँ पे बन जाता है. This much is good enough for. Now if we represent this information in the form of this table here, this is what we are going to get. So 4 boy singers, 2 girl singers, 6 boy dancers, 4 girl dancers. Neither we don't have any clarity about. We knew that there are 9 girls who are neither singers nor dancers, but it's fine. And in total we don't know what is the total number of boys, तो उसको हम बाद में देखेंगे. Now let's look at the information that we have here, and then let's try to see what exactly can we do to solve this particular set. तो यहाँ पे अपने को बहुत सारा information दिया गया है, and we have a lot of facts that have been given to us. We know that all the girls and 80% of the boys. So all the girls and 80% of the boys are interested in attending a 1 day event. ये मेरे को पता है, right? All the girls and 80% of the boys are interested in attending a 1 day event. So I know for sure that जो boys का number है ना, उसका 80% will be an integer. Now the number of boys cannot be 2. अब वो 2 हुआ तो क्या होगा? If the number of boys is 2, then 80% of 2 is 1.6. अब मैं 1.6 boy तो नहीं बना सकता, which basically means that in terms of the total number of boys, अगर हम total number of boys को b लेते हैं, then 80%, 80 by 100 into b will be an integer. That much we can say with absolute certainty कि 80 by 100 into b will be an integer. ये मुझे पता चल जाएगा. Fine. So this is what we are going to get in terms of the number of boys that are interested in a 1 day event. So I know for sure that अगर मैं इसको reduce करता हूँ ना, this is 4, this becomes 5. I know that b has to be a multiple of 5. इतना मेरे को समझ में आ गया. So b has to be a multiple of 5, and because b has to be a multiple of 5, I will be comfortable knowing that b can be 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. ये मेरे को अभी तक समझ में आ गया. 60% of the boys are interested in attending a 2 day event. Fair enough. 60% should also be an integer. So again, अगर 5 का multiple है तो definitely 60% भी possible होगा. So at this point in time, we know for sure that if we look at the table that we have just formed, we know that there are 15 girls who are there in total. और उसमें से कितने girls हैं जो 1 day event में interested हैं? All of them are interested. We also know that the number of boys, अगर मैं यहाँ पे x ले लेता हूँ, I know that 0.8x or 80% of x, that is the number of boys who will be interested in a 1 day event. ये मेरे को समझ में आ गया from this point. Now because we have used this point, I just put a tick in front of this. We also know that 60% of the boys are interested in attending a 2 day event. अब 60% of the boys are interested in attending a 2 day event, मतलब 0.x बच जाएगा यहाँ. तो जो बीच पे 0.2x बचा ना, that will basically be the number of boys who are interested in attending only a 1 day event, but they are not very keen on attending a 2 day. तो यहाँ पे first point has been done complete. Second, some of the girls are interested in attending a 1 day event. अब ये sum को हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते. It's just sum. I don't know what the number is, but not a 2 day event. I just know that कुछ लोग होंगे जो 1 day event में ही satisfied होंगे, उनको 2 day event में नहीं जाना. So that is one thing that I understand from this, but it's a very subtle clue that we have. Some of the other girls are interested in attending both. So there exist some girls who would want to attend a 2 day event. ये मेरे को समझ में आया. Then In terms of boys, 70% of the boys who are interested in attending a 2-day event are neither singers nor dancers. 70% of the boys who are interested in attending a 2-day event. How many boys are interested in attending a 2-day event? 0.6x. उसका 70% कितना हो गया? 0.6 into 0.7. 0.6 into 70 by 100 or 0.6 into 0.7. So 0.42x बन गया. So I just tried 0.42x here. So these people are neither singers nor dancers, which basically means that this particular cell and this particular cell will together add up to 0.18x. ये कहां से मिल गया? 0.6x में से अगर 0.42 लोगों को सिंगिंग और डांसिंग बिल्कुल नहीं आती तो 0.18x लोग वैसे होने चाहिए जिनको या तो सिंगिंग आती है या तो डांसिंग आती है. दैट्स इट, राइट? सो दैट्स बेसिकली हाउ वी आर गेटिंग दिस एंड दिस विल गिव अस अ नाइस ब्रेक थ्रू. कैसे मिलेगा ब्रेक थ्रू? सो व्हेन वी सेड दैट 80% होना चाहिए, वी फिगर्ड आउट दैट द नंबर ऑफ बॉयज हैज टू बी अ मल्टीपल ऑफ 5. वी आल्सो नो दैट 0.42x जो बनता है ना, this 0.42x has to be an integer. ठीक है? और इन अदर वर्ड्स 42 by 100 into x अगर मैं बनाता हूं वो होना चाहिए एक इंटीजर. वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. And यहाँ पे if I cancel out a 2 from the numerator and a 2 from the denominator, I will get 21 by 50 into x. अभी इसको अगर इंटीजर बनना है तो 21 में से तो मैं 50 कैंसिल कर नहीं सकता. That basically tells you that x has to be a multiple of, you guessed it, 50. x जो है उसको 50 का मल्टीपल होना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर x 50 का मल्टीपल नहीं है then it's going to be a big problem. ठीक है? So x is a multiple of 50. That is something that we have figured out in this particular context, right? अभी वो 50 हो सकता है, 100 हो सकता है, that we will see later as to which one works. But for now I know for sure that 50, 100, 150, 200 इसमें से कुछ तो मेरा आंसर होना चाहिए because 42% of something has to be an integer, right? So this is something that we have used. 60% of the girls who are interested in attending a 2-day event are neither singers nor dancers. तो अपने को ये पता है that out of these girls who were there 15 girls, कुछ girls होंगी जिनको 2-day event से कोई issue नहीं है. They are keen on attending a 2-day event as well. But we know that उसका जो 60% होगा ना, those people are neither singers nor dancers. Now again we can use the same logic. 60% of a number. 60% of a number is an integer. तो जैसे हमने 80% में फाइंड आउट किया था वैसे ही हम यहाँ पे कर सकते हैं. सो यू विल गेट 60 by 100 into that number will be an integer. I'll just put it as I. यहाँ पे ये बनेगा 20 into 3, ये बनेगा 20 into 5. Again I know that n has to be a multiple of 5. सेम लॉजिक है यहाँ पे. So अगर यहाँ पे 15 थे and we knew from the previous point that some girls would prefer a 1-day event and not prefer a 2-day event. ये हमने को explicitly दिया हुआ है. तो यहाँ पे गर्ल्स का नंबर क्या हो सकता है? The number of girls will either be 5 or 10. तो ये वाला पार्ट अपने को यहाँ पे मिल जाता. Then in terms of the next one, so this we have used completely. No girl is interested in attending a 3-day event. तो यहाँ पे ये वाला पता चल गया. तो कोई भी गर्ल 3-day event में interested नहीं है. तो यहाँ पे I'll simply put a 0 here. I'll put a 0 here. I'll put a 0 here. I'll put a 0 here. So no girl is interested. Now in terms of what happens to the boys who are there, all male singers and 2 of the dancers. तो सारे male singers and 2 dancers. How many singers are there? Male singers 4. तो ये सारे के सारे are keen on going on a 3-day event. And 2 of the dancers, मतलब 2 out of the 6 male dancers will also be interested in turning up for this event. Now we don't know how many of them are here, so we'll not be able to figure out कि भाई total number कितना होगा, but it's fine. So we have also used the fourth point. Fifth point में the number of singers interested in attending a 2-day event is one more than the number of dancers. तो singers is one more than dancers. तो यहाँ पे dancers जितने भी है ना, singers यहाँ पे +1 हो जाएगा. So that is something that we know in this particular context. ठीक है? अभी ये अपने को पता चल गया. Now is there something else that we will be able to figure out? So we know that x is a multiple of 50. वहां तक तो अपनी बात क्लियर है. तो वहां पे it should not be an issue at all. Right? Now let's see some point that we might not have used yet. We know from the previous slides, क्या पता है अपने को, that whoever is interested in attending a 3-day event will automatically be interested in attending a 2-day event, and whoever is interested in attending a 2-day event will automatically be interested in attending a 1-day event. तो यहाँ पे जो भी आते हैं ना वो पक्का इधर भी आएंगे. तो अगर 4 यहाँ पे आ रहा है तो ये डेफिनेटली 4 या उससे ज्यादा हो सकता है. बट बिकॉज देर आर 4 मेल डांसर्स, यहाँ पे 4 के ऊपर तो ये नंबर जा नहीं सकता. सिमिलरली यहाँ पे ये 2 दिया हुआ है तो ये 2 तो यहाँ पे पक्का होना चाहिए. ये 2 प्लस हो सकता है बट 2 या उसके नीचे या 2 के नीचे नहीं हो सकता रादर. राइट? सो वी नो दैट दिस इज 4 फॉर श्योर. दिस इज 2 और मोर देन 2 फॉर श्योर, क्योंकि जो 3 डे में इंटरेस्टेड है वो पक्का 2 डे में भी इंटरेस्टेड होंगे। सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी नो हियर फॉर श्योर। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे ये वाली बात हमको पता चल। What else is there in this particular context? So in this particular context, if you look at it, all the girls and 80% of the boys are interested in attending one day event, ये हमने कर लिया। 60% of the boys are interested in attending a 2 day event, ये भी हमने कर लिया। Again this part we have taken care of because यहाँ पे we know that there are some girls जो 1 day में होंगी but 2 में नहीं होंगी, and that's why we got either 5 or 10 as the number of girls who would be interested in a 2 day event. ठीक है, 70% of the boys who are interested in attending a 2 day event are neither singers nor dancers. तो 70% लोग जो थे ना वो सिंगर्स या डांसर्स नहीं है, तो 0.42x यहाँ पे आ जाता है, जिससे अपने को पता चला that the number of boys will have to be a multiple of 50, वो अपने को पता चल गया है। What else do we know in this particular context? We also know that 60% of the girls are neither singers nor dancers. तो जो भी यहाँ पे गर्ल्स होने वाली थी 5 या 10, उसका 60% राइट विल बी नीदर सिंगर्स नॉर डांसर्स। तो 5 है, 5 का 60% विल बी 3, अगर 10 है 10 का 60% विल बी 6। सो ईदर 3 गर्ल्स और 6 गर्ल्स डिपेंडिंग ऑन विच वन इज ट्रू विल बी नीदर सिंगर्स नॉर डांसर्स बट विल बी इंटरेस्टेड इन अ 2 day। तो ये अपने को समझ में आ गया है यहाँ पे, राइट। सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी नो फॉर श्योर। व्हाट एल्स डू वी नो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट? नाउ अगर थोड़ा सा इसको और आगे लेके जाए हम, सेम लॉजिक, we know that 4 dancers are keen on going for a 3 day event, 4 are keen on going for a 2 day event, तो वही 4 1 day event के लिए भी रेडी होंगे। अगर ये 2 है, ये 2 प्लस समथिंग है, तो ये भी 2 या 2 प्लस समथिंग हो सकता है। सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी नो फॉर श्योर, राइट। सो ये वाला कॉन्टेक्स्ट यहाँ पे पूरा का पूरा सॉर्टेड है। यहाँ पे भी अगर देखेंगे तो वी नो दैट दीज 3 और 6 गर्ल्स हु आर देयर, वो यहाँ पे भी डेफिनेटली होंगी। ये 0.42x जो यहाँ पे, वो भी यहाँ पे पक्का होंगे। मोर देन दैट इज समथिंग दैट विल बी possible in this particular context. Now let's try to see if you are able to find the number of boys or not. Now in this context, if you look at the data that we have here, we are saying that the number of boys has to be a multiple of 50. तो उसको 50 का मल्टीपल होना चाहिए। तो as I said, it could be 50, 100, 150 or so on. तो अगर 50 है, let's say for example, the number of boys is say 50 for example, तो क्या होगा? यहाँ पे 0.8x है, which basically becomes 40. यहाँ पे 0.6x है, which basically becomes 30. यहाँ पे 0.42x है, which will become what? 42% of 50 or it will become 21, ये बनेगा, which will mean that ये जो 0.18x है ना, जो यहाँ पे अच्छे से यहाँ पे हमने छुपा के रखा हुआ है, that will basically become 9. So we are saying that the number of singers plus the number of dancers will be 9 is what we are trying to say in this particular context. ये वाले context में, ये जो मैंने यहाँ पे 2 cells mark किए हुए हैं ना, ये 2 cells में I am saying that the total should be 9. Is 9 possible? Definitely yes, क्योंकि यहाँ पे total number of boy singers is 4, total number of boy dancers is 6, तो वो यहाँ पे sorted है। That's why I can say with certainty that 50 could be the number of boys who exist. अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि the number of boys is 100, let's say for example, if I say that the number of boys is 100, then what will be my problem? If the number of boys becomes 100, ये जो 0.18x है ना, ये बन जाता है 18. And if this becomes 18, we will be able to say that there are 18 singers plus dancers in terms of boys. But यहाँ पे तो मेरे पास 10 ही है, तो 18 तो हो नहीं सकता. And that is why the number of boys will be equal to 50. तो जैसे ही मुझे नंबर ऑफ बॉयज इक्वल टू 50 मिल जाता है ना, माय सेट बिकम्स स्लाइटली इजियर, because what will happen in that particular context is whatever you have written here will be true. So ये वाला जो सेल है ना, this will basically be 40, ये वाला जो सेल है ना, that will basically be 30. तो ये 0.6x की जगह पे ये 30 बन जाएगा, ये 0.8x की जगह पे ये 40 बन जाएगा। We also know that यहाँ पे maximum number of boy singers could have been 4, क्योंकि 4 से ऊपर तो है ही नहीं हमारे पास boy singers, और जो भी 3 day event attend कर रहे हैं उनको 2 day event भी attend करना चाहिए। So this is basically what we have here. We also know that these two together will be equal to 9, and that's why this has to be equal to 5. So this will not be 2 plus, it will be 5 is what we know, right? So we know that this is 4, this is 5, total is 30. So this we will know for sure is going to be 21, right? So the number of boys who are neither singers nor dancers and are willing to participate in a 2 day event will be 21. So this part is more or less sorted. Okay, we also know that in the first case it will be 5 or 5 plus, right? So 5 या 6 में से कुछ एक हो सकता है for the 1 day event. I'll just write 5/6 here because the total number of boys is 6. There could be some boys जिनको 1 day event में जाने में तो इंटरेस्ट है but 2 day वो एक्सटेंड नहीं कर सकते, and that's why either 5 or 6 could be the number in this particular cell. तो ये वाला पार्ट यहाँ पे सॉर्ट हो जाता है, ठीक है। Now let's look at it in terms of girls. तो गर्ल्स वाले कॉन्टेक्स्ट में क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, वी नो दैट दिस इज ईदर 5 और 10, ये वाला पार्ट अपने को पता है। देयर इज वन स्मॉल बिट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन जो हमने मार्क की थी बट हमने उसको बहुत ज्यादा यूज नहीं किया था, विच वाज दिस फिफ्थ पॉइंट, द नंबर ऑफ सिंगर्स इंटरेस्टेड इन अटेंडिंग अ 2 डे इवेंट इज वन मोर देन द नंबर ऑफ डांसर्स। तो जितने सिंगर्स हैं दैट इज वन मोर देन द नंबर ऑफ डांसर्स। यहाँ पे डांसर्स कितने हैं, 5 प्लस समथिंग, यहाँ पे सिंगर्स कितने हैं, 4 प्लस समथिंग, और यहाँ पे मेरे पास या तो 5 या 10 है जिसके अंदर 3 विल बी गर्ल्स और 6 विल बी गर्ल्स हु आर नीदर सिंगर्स नॉर डांसर्स, ये मेरे को पता है। ठीक है, सो व्हाट वी डू इन दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज वी ट्राई टू पुट अ वेरिएबल एंड वी ट्राई टू सी व्हाट हैपेंस। सो लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल ये बन जाता है x, आई जस्ट कॉल दिस पर्टिकुलर सेल एज x। मुझे क्या बताया गया है, द नंबर ऑफ सिंगर्स इज वन मोर देन द नंबर ऑफ डांसर्स। तो यहाँ पे सिंगर्स कितने हैं मेरे पास, सिंगर्स जो है ना वो मेरे पास है 5 प्लस x। तो मेरे पास डांसर्स कितने होंगे, इट शुड बी वन मोर देन दैट, सो 5 प्लस x प्लस 1 होने चाहिए यहाँ पे, बट यहाँ पे ये बन जाता है 6 प्लस x, बट आई ऑलरेडी हैव 4 हियर। तो ये सेल की वैल्यू क्या बन गई, x प्लस 2 बन गई, right? So this is x, this will be x plus 2, but we also have to remember that this has a maximum possible value of 2। तो ये वाला सेल जो है ना ये 2 के ऊपर जा ही नहीं सकता, whatever happens। So x can be at least 0, x minus 1 तो नहीं हो सकता, you can't have minus 1 girl dancers। तो x का मिनिमम वैल्यू becomes 0, x plus 2 का मिनिमम वैल्यू becomes 2, बट ये वाले सेल का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू भी 2 ही है, वो 2 के ऊपर जा ही नहीं सकता, and that's why we will get this as 0, we'll get this as 2। So we will know that ये दोनों मिला के 2 बन रहे हैं। अगर ये दोनों मिला के 2 बन रहे हैं तो ये 6 नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज 60% यहाँ पे अपने को सॉरी 5 या 10 को मेरे को बनाना है, राइट? तो अगर यहाँ पे 2 प्लस 0 यहाँ पे मिल रहा है, देन टू मेक 5 एंड टू मेक दिस 60% विल बी पॉसिबल ओनली इफ दिस इज 5 एंड दिस इज 3। ये 10 तो रहेगा नहीं, क्योंकि अगर ये 10 होता तो ये 6 होता, ये दोनों मिला के 4 होने चाहिए थे। दैट्स व्हाई 10 विल बी आउट, 5 will basically be the right number here, 6 will be out, 3 will be the right number here, and we'll get 4, 2 and 5, 0। So now we have more or less figured out everything that we needed to in this particular context। We have figured out the total number of boys, वो अपने को मिल गए 50। We know that अगर मैं 1 day event देखता हूँ तो 4 boy singer should be there, 2 day event में भी same है, 3 day event में भी same है, because 3 day के अंदर 4 male singers और boy singers were all interested। यहाँ पे भी नो दैट अगर ये 2 है तो ये भी 2 होना चाहिए, because the number of girls who are interested in attending a 2 day event will automatically be interested in attending a 1 day event। तो ये 2 है तो ये एटलीस्ट 2 होना चाहिए, बट इसका मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 2 है ना, तो 2 के ऊपर तो जा नहीं सकता। सिमिलरली ये 5 है तो ये 5 या 6 हो सकता है, इट कैन नॉट बी लेस देन 5, बिकॉज जो भी 2 डे में इंटरेस्टेड है 1 डे में इंटरेस्टेड है। यहाँ पे 0 है तो ये 0 से 4 कुछ भी वेरी कर सकता है, वी डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन हियर। वी नो ऑल द गर्ल्स वर इंटरेस्टेड, तो वी कैन डेफिनेटली से कि सारे के सारे गर्ल्स यहाँ पे आ गए होंगे, राइट? वी ऑल्सो न्यू दैट देयर आर 2 गर्ल्स हु आर सिंगर्स एंड 4 गर्ल्स हु आर डांसर्स, सो जो रिमेनिंग 9 है वो भी यहाँ पे इंटरेस्टेड होंगे। अगर बॉयज के अंदर यहाँ पे 40 आ रहा है तो यहाँ पे अगर 4 है और 5 या 6 में से कुछ है, तो अगर 4 प्लस 5 9 हुआ तो ये बनेंगे 31, और अगर 4 प्लस 6 10 हुआ तो ये बनेंगे 30। So 30/31 boys will be there who will neither be singers nor be dancers but will be interested in a 1 day event। Now let's look at the entire set in a neater format। तो this is basically what we can see। तो हमने ये सारी information ढूंढ के निकाली थी। We had figured out that 4 will be the number here, 2 will be the number here। We also know that 5/6 will be the number of boys here, and because of that 30/31 will be the number of boys here, and otherwise everything else is something that we have already figured out। So now let's go to the questions and let's try to see if we are able to answer all of them। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाउ मेनी बॉयज आर देयर इन द क्लास? तो अगर यहाँ पे देखेंगे तो अपने को सबसे पहले स्टेप में समझ में आ गया था कि द नंबर ऑफ बॉयज इन द क्लास इज 50, एंड सो द करेक्ट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज गोइंग टू बी 5050। नाउ लेट्स लुक एट द सेकंड क्वेश्चन। सेकंड क्वेश्चन में व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कैन बी डिटरमाइंड फ्रॉम द गिवन इंफॉर्मेशन? The number of boys who are interested in attending a 1 day event and are neither dancers nor singers। तो एक एक करके देख लेते हैं। 1 day event में कितने बॉयज हैं जो सिंगर्स भी नहीं है और डांसर्स भी नहीं है? 1 डे इवेंट में कितने बॉयज हैं जो सिंगर्स भी नहीं है, डांसर्स भी नहीं है? 30 भी हो सकते हैं, 31 भी हो सकते हैं। सो आई कैन नॉट रियली डिटरमाइन एन आंसर फ्रॉम द डेटा दैट वी हैव। सो 1 को मैं डिटरमाइन नहीं कर सकता। लेट्स लुक एट स्टेटमेंट 2। द नंबर ऑफ फीमेल डांसर्स हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इन अटेंडिंग अ 1 डे इवेंट। सो फीमेल डांसर्स एंड 1 डे इवेंट। सो फीमेल डांसर्स एंड 1 डे इवेंट अगर मुझे देखना है, मुझे यहाँ पे 4 बहुत इजीली मिल जाएगा, राइट? बिकॉज ऑल द गर्ल्स अटेंड ऑल द इवेंट्स ऑन द फर्स्ट डे, या ऑल द गर्ल्स आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग फॉर अ 1 डे इवेंट, ये मुझे पक्का पता है। सो डेफिनेटली दिस विल बी माय आंसर। So I know for sure that जो second option है ना वो मैं पक्का पता करके बता सकता हूँ, but one I will not be able to figure out. So the correct option here is option D, which is only 2. Now let's look at the third question quickly. What fraction of the class are interested in attending a 2-day event? So 2 day में कितना fraction of the class interested है? Now if you observe this question carefully, I didn't want to give you a spoiler, but if you observe this question carefully, यहाँ पे denominator is 10, 13, 13 and 3. Now if you know, we said that the number of boys will be a multiple of 50 and the number of girls we already knew is 15. तो 50x plus 15 के वैल्यूज क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? अगर बॉयज 0 है जो पॉसिबल नहीं है तो कुछ नहीं होगा, यहाँ पे कुछ कर नहीं सकते, इसमें 15 होगा, बट दैट वाज नॉट द केस. अगर x 1 है तो 65 विल बी द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द क्लास. अगर x 2 है तो 115 विल बी द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द क्लास. x अगर 3 है 165 विल बी द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द क्लास एंड सो ऑन. तो यहाँ पे जो डिनोमिनेटर्स है ना ये 10, 13, 13 और 3 दिए हुए हैं. Now, if you look at these numbers, 65 will give a nice 13 in the denominator. It's 13 into 5. 115 will give a 23. 165 will give a 33. Right? So, ये 3 और ये 10 जो है ना, वो शायद मेरे को डिनोमिनेटर में स्टैंड अलोन नहीं मिलेंगे. Right? And that's what hints me towards this particular number 65, which could be the strength of the class, which hints me towards the fact that boys 50 हो सकते थे. And this was exactly what I had used when I was solving the test as well. So spoiler, this appeared in an actual CAT 2022 slot 1. I took it in the same slot, and when I was solving this particular set, I used this particular bit of information. तो मैंने यहाँ से 13 ढूंढ के निकाला और वो 13 को 5 में मल्टीप्लाई करके 65 करके ये पता किया कि अच्छा 50 हो सकता है करके. And I already knew from there that 50 could be a possibility. So instead of eliminating 50, 100 and so on, I simply used the data from this question and said 65, 50 एक leap of faith लेके देख लेते हैं. If I am able to answer everything, I'll be able to answer everything. And thankfully, I was able to answer everything in that particular test. So this was justified. But let's say मुझे mathematically करना है, it's still fine. What fraction of the class are interested in attending a 2-day event? So 2-day event में 30 boys and 5 girls are interested. So 35 people are interested and class का strength कितना है? 50 plus 15, that is 65 into 100 अगर करेंगे या सिर्फ fraction निकालना है तो 5 sevens are 35, 5 13s are 65. So यहाँ पे अपना आंसर हो जाएगा option C, that is 7 by 13. Now if you look at the fourth question, what best can be concluded about the number of male dancers who are interested in attending a one day event? तो पहले वाले क्वेश्चन के अंदर हमने देखा था कि we cannot really talk about the first statement in the second question. तो इसका दूसरा पार्ट ये है, number of male dancers one day event. तो boy dancers one day event is either 5 or 6. So the correct answer here will be option A, either 5 or 6. Now if you look at the last question that we had, how many female dancers are interested in attending a 2-day event? So female dancers and 2-day event. So dancers के अंदर girls and 2-day event. The answer here is going to be option A, that is 0, and that will be the correct answer here. Now, what are the takeaways from this set? So as a part of every set, I'll also try to make some takeaways for you that you can understand and maybe utilize it at a later point in time whenever you are solving some other sets. So first thing, this was a moderate to difficult set from CAT 2022 slot 1. Now that you looked at the solution, I'm sure that you would not find it very difficult, right? Manageable set था, but test के time पे it was classified as moderate to difficult. The ideal time to solve this set should have been 10 minutes, especially for someone who is a brilliant candidate. तो यहाँ पे moderate set करने के लिए 10 to 15 minutes चलो आप ले लेते तो भी चल जाता, but that was basically the benchmark that you had to beat. More data does not mean an easy set. A lot of people think that बहुत सारा data दिया है तो you will be able to manage something. 7 points दिए थे या 5 plus whatever initial के 2 paragraphs थे, बहुत सारे points थे, but then that data did not take you anywhere. You had to apply logic. So make sure that just because there is more data does not make it an easy set. Conversely, does not make it a difficult set as well. ठीक है? तो more data का कोई लेना देना नहीं है with the level of difficulty of the set. Also understand the data that you have before you jump to the solution, because बहुत सारे जगह पे CAT में ये होता है that they will explain a premise to you, and if you are not good enough with that particular premise, then you will end up in big trouble, purely because you will not be able to understand how exactly to put that in the form of a table or in the form of a chart or whatever, or how to calculate and so on. So make sure that you understand what is going on completely, convert it into your own language and try to solve the set instead of just jumping up and down and trying to write as many things as is possible. Also, partial information might be useful in solving some questions. So as I mentioned in the one of the questions, if you knew that the denominator is 13 more or less, and the possibilities were 65, 115, 65 and so on, you would have been able to manage these questions very easy, right? So 50 अपने को वहीं से मिल जाता and 2 questions could have been solved or 1 question at least could have been solved using the data that we had. तो वहां से अपना काम निकल जाता. Also, options can give you about a clue about a data point. So again, same thing that we spoke about. वहां पे अपना काम निकल जाता. अगर ये पूरे सेट के अंदर आपको सिर्फ 50 मिल जाता, let's say for example, you could have still been able to answer at least one question. तो 3 मार्क्स तो मिल ही जाते ना बैठे बैठे. So that is something that you have to be very alert about. So partial information and options can combine together to give you beautiful results, and उससे आपके सेट्स बहुत अच्छे से सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. And सबसे important thing, be alert throughout. Always keep an eye on where exactly is the data leading. कुछ अगर 0.18x अपने दिमाग में अगर है, तो that will make your life much easier when it comes to solving this particular set. I hope you understood this set well. You were able to solve it on your own by looking at the clues throughout this video, and I hope you will enjoy this entire series that we'll be bringing to you.